haven't told nobody about this account. I'm posting on this account every single day. I'm posting on this account every single day. I haven't told nobody. I haven't made a shout out about it. It's going to be zero views and all these things until the necessary date till the universe decides to show it to people. But I was just sitting here thinking about people who are younger than the age of 22 because now the consciousness levels of what we are living in is starting to rise. When I was 14, I wasn't thinking about a lot of the stuff a lot of these people are thinking about because chat GPT and all these different things wasn't out back then, or this wave, this consciousness that everybody is starting to get into was not out when I was 14. When I was 14, it was just, even though I always lived a disciplined life, but I would have a disciplined life, come home, play video games. This is age 14, playing video games and doing that. But if I could go back and if I tell anybody under the age of 22 what to do, to go back, I would say no video games, focus on training, start looking into business, start looking into every single thing about mindset, business, finances, all these different things. This is what you need to do. And I guarantee you, if you 14 or if you even in high school, and you, that's why I say anything under the, you're ahead. And you listening to this, you're already ahead because I'm gonna tell you what the competition is going to be doing. This is how it will operate. You're gonna have the smart, intelligent dudes at the top of the classes. They're gonna go to college and work a good job. They get a degree, get a good job, but they're gonna be capped at that job. You need to understand that. Secondly, most people are going to be partying. Most people will never pick up a book outside of school. I want you to understand that. And school doesn't teach you about finances. It doesn't teach you about personal development. It doesn't teach you about mindset. It doesn't teach you about none of it. Thirdly, they will be distracted and some of them will work average jobs and they will just continue to be distracted. So how do you get ahead? Oh, and fourth, before I make that point, this connects. Fourth, they will barely train, or some of them will be training. They'll be big and strong, but they won't understand women. They won't understand reality because they're not studying. They're not studying. They're not trying to get wisdom because their egos are in play. The reason this ties into my point. Why wisdom and knowledge is important at this age is because when I was that age, any age before now, I was quiet. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know anything. I thought I was smart. I just knew the basics. I was like, but I knew I could do anything. I was always the best at what I did and done. Like if I decided, you know what, I would learn. Like when I learned how to make music, I said, you know what, I want to learn how to make music, and I knew exactly I could learn how to mix it and create my own in-home studio. I knew all this. So the point I'm making is I didn't know anything. So I was always quiet. But now we're starting to get to a point where people who don't know anything talk too much. I only started talking because I started listening to other people. I started listening to other people. I got wisdom from other people. And I understood like I'm in a younger age. Well, what's the best thing I can do? Well, I can take agreed upon opinions or agreed upon ideas that I resonate with and teach it back or study it and apply it. After I apply it, I teach it back. So that's how I've been operating. The reason I'm saying this is because you need to spend the next 8 years, eight, not even eight, 10. Spend the next 10 years. If it's a 14-year-old watching this right now, you are lucky. Spend the next 10 years reading books, digesting books in every single category that will help you in life. If I could go back and revamp myself as soon as I graduate high school, this is what I would have done. I would have did that. Instead of waiting 2 years off and then finally going to college and then seeing college wouldn't go for me, and then working the jobs and then working jobs and seeing those jobs wasn't for me. If I could go all the way back, it would be that. Because you'll figure something out. I'm guarantee you, if you start to read business and online businesses and online marketing and personal brand and all these different things in different areas, by the time 10 years, I guarantee you something will shake. I'm telling you from experience. I'm telling you, if I could go back and if I could do said things, this is what I would do. Because these are the things I'm doing now. And that's why I'm so successful. And that's why I'm so great and so knowledgeable. When you're at a young age, you need to be reading. You need to be reading. You need to be reading and you need to be getting more wisdom. You need to read basic things about your mind. As I said, your competition will never pick up a book again. These people, these people will never pick up a book again. They're literally distracted and consumed by distractions. And another thing, I will stop hanging with these people. These people who want to smoke and drink all day. Now I can see, okay, it's you might have just a cup or something because a celebration or something or a family gathering or something. I can see that. But all day, every day, to the point where it consumes you and you get no work done. If you hanging around with your friends and y'all are not building anything, y'all just sitting around watching football games and sitting around watching anime and playing video games, y'all are not making any money. Unless you're in that position where you can have that leverage to now do that. For me, we could take me for example. I have the leverage to do whatever I want because it's money generating for me as we speak. I'm being like money is being made right now from thin air as we speak. As I'm speaking to you right now, money is being made. So the reason I'm saying this is unless you get in that position, you do not have time to sit around and watch TV and Sunday football game and doing all this and basketball. Like you need to think about the future. You need to sit in and say, okay, every day I need to wake up and do X until I achieve Y so I can have Z. You need to wake up and genuinely think inside of your brain. This I'm giving you a framework for the next 10 years. This 10-year framework. This is how you will progress yourself all the way farther than the competition. Do you understand? Focus on these things that I told you: personal finances, personal health, personal development, mindset, all these things, and I guarantee you, you'll succeed. You'll surpass everybody. And I'm documenting every single thing on this journey. On this second journey that I'm on. This is the second journey. The reason I say this is because I had my first 10-year span. I was in one business model for 10 years. And 2 more years, actually. In 2 more years, it'll be 10 years. And I would have been in this one business model for 10 years. So now, when that 10 years hit, well, basically, I'm starting now, but the next 10 years is my second business model of how it would look. But now it's like I've had all the necessary preparations. I went through a lot of hardships and I went through a lot of things that will make this business, the second business model that I'm about to expand for 10 years. This is about to be so wow. And this is the beginning. This is the beginning. I told you, I'm telling nobody about this channel. So if you see it, you're in the right place. I literally want one viewer to see this stuff at the beginning. Everybody else will come along. Of course, they're going to come along. I think in genuinely about a year from now, or yeah, even 6 months, even by December. I think today is what, July 16th, 2026. So I think even by December 2026, that I'm going to be further progressed and there's going to be more people on this video. But right now it's like one people, one person on each video. And that right there lets me know that somebody is listening to this and I didn't have to promote it. I usually will promote, go to all these different channels. So it's very, very meant for you to hear this message. So focus on those things for the next 8 years, for the next 10 years. And your competition is already destroyed because they're so consumed with hedonism. You need to genuinely, I'm talking about you need a burning desire in your mind to keep learning. That's what it is. Like I don't know. I just woke up one day. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was one of my girlfriends dying that triggered it. I woke up with a burning desire to learn everything. Like there's when I have a problem, I guarantee you that problem will get solved. I will speed read through about 10 books and get my problem solved. I'm telling you, I would speed read about 10 books and get my problem solved. You need a hunger and thirst for knowledge and wisdom. If you don't, you're going to lose because you need to know the human journey is a forever evolution, but a lot of people are evolving backwards. If you're not constantly learning and getting the feedback from your environment and internalizing your lessons and using it, you will stay a loser. So you need to sit around and say, yes, I will listen to Preme. Preme is telling me to wake up, train, hit push ups, hit sit ups, meditate, run, do all of this, keep reading these books. You need a hunger and thirst for knowledge. Genuinely, genuinely. At first, let's say you never read a book before. I never picked up a book a long time. Like when I first started on the journey, I never picked up a book. The first time I picked up a book was I got in a car crash. I got in a car crash and it was showing me everything about my life that I need to fix. But before that, this book was given to me by a homeless lady. A homeless lady gave me this book. I gave her my last $5. I wasn't paying for a book. I just was giving her $5 just for the sake of it. That was the last money I had. I was broke. This was years and years ago. I was super duper broke. I gave the homeless lady my last $5. I wasn't expecting nothing in return, but this is how the kingdom of heaven worked. She gave me a book. The book is like thick book, 500 pages, teaching me how to be a man. I read that book. Fast forward like a month two, I got in a car crash, and all I had was that book from the car crash. And I would wake up, read that book every day, and train. I did that for a year and a year and a half straight, waking up every day, training, year and a half straight, running to make a song with K-Wop. Did that about did that grinding for a year and a half straight. And then I made a bunch of money randomly. A bunch of money was given to me randomly. And that's what really started my process. And with that money, I know I haven't told nobody this. With that money, I bought a bunch of knowledge and wisdom. I bought mentorships. I bought a whole bunch of books. I started going to church. I started learning from I got a mentor at church, a pastor at church, and I just started to soak a bunch of knowledge and wisdom in to the point where I'm so advanced than the far normal human minds. I'm literally on a different level of consciousness. I used to just say this stuff, but now it's like you get to a point where stuff now becomes real. Instead of you just knowing stuff, now you understand it and you internalize it. And I think that truly comes from reading it so much. I read the same stuff over and over and over. Like the stuff I'm talking about happened like 4 years ago, 4 to 5 years ago. I got in that car wreck and everything, and that's what started my learning journey. Back then, I didn't even understand the stuff I was reading. I now understand every single thing I was reading. That's why I'm saying, imagine the next 10 years of having this level of human consciousness. I've been trying to give people this level. I've been trying to give people this mindset that I've achieved. I went through studious amounts of hardship, training out in the wilderness, reading the whole New Testament out in the wilderness, reading a bunch of books, learning from a bunch of mentors, working a bunch of different bullshit jobs, working sales jobs, people coming outside with guns, point it up to your face. I've worked all this stuff. I went through all this hardship just to build this mindset. And I've been trying to sell it to you people. I've been saying, go click the link in the description. JAYLON Preme payhip.com/JAYLON Preme. You get this mindset, which is available to you. It will cost you more not getting this mindset than paying for it. So if you don't buy it, you're it's going to cost you more in the future. If I'm telling you every single thing over the last 8 to 10 years can be collapsed, I'm sitting here telling you I can collapse 8 years of time for you for $200, and some of you still wouldn't do it. Well, you're a slave and you're a dummy. I'm sitting up here telling you over the last 8 years, all of the lessons I've learned, all the way up until now, I can teach you all of that, and that'll put you 8 years ahead of your competition, 8 years ahead of your level of consciousness. Because some of you are in a retarded state of consciousness. Some of you do not have a hunger or thirst for knowledge and wisdom. You need that hunger and thirst. If not, you're doomed. You know where to find me. Links in the description. You need to take this wisely. You need to use this. I don't know. You need to use this very, very carefully and wisely. I'll see you there.